G'day everyone, it's SDS Supercoach here, providing Supercoach content for you. You can check me out on Twitter at StephenDW Smith and also on Instagram, SDS_Supercoach_YT. Team update video time again. This will be my second last one until the final team review, which will be Monday or Tuesday next week. I actually recorded a video this morning. The audio was totally messed up. It was going to be an AAMI series review of the players, and it didn't work. I was fuming. I said, okay, stuff it. I'm not doing another one. So you've just got a team update video. I'm sorry about that, but it's just how it is sometimes. All right, so here's the team. All right, so I guess I can talk a little bit about the players that went this preseason. So yeah, let's get straight into it. Jake Lloyd got an 83 on Supercoach for his practice game against the Roos. I'm not too concerned about that. I'm still happy to pick him. He's going to be a safe bet. Obviously, not these senior blokes. They're going to go. These senior blokes aren't going to cut sick in a preseason game. Obviously, the structure of like the teams of the side, you know, certain roles could be correct, but yeah, I'm totally fine with Jake Lloyd. Jaden Short is entered back in my side after having Chris originally. Put in Short, then, oh no, I'll go with Chris. No, back to Short. Some of it's for money reasons. Other reasons are that, yeah, I think Chris, I think I'm starting to think in my head, yeah, he actually is a tad overpriced. He is certainly an upgrade target for me. But I think Short, that's about where he should be as a player. In fact, if anything, he's probably undervalued here. So Jaden Short, I'm pretty happy to have back in the side. He'll be teaming up with Ralph Smith off that half back line. I assume Ralph Smith plays, as you can see down here, he's in the side. Now Lockie Whitfield, he got 2 out of 10. How many? Yeah, 2 out of the 10 kickouts that the Giants had, which is fine. He's just such a good player when up and about. George Hewitt's a new acquisition. Been pretty impressed with the preseason from him here, especially without Walsh, where he should be able to get a lot of opportunities without tagging. We've just seen how much of an issue the defender situation is at the minute. So for that reason, I think, you know, the back line does need a bit more help, and that's why I've got Hewitt in the side. And yeah, I'm pretty fine with it. Will he finish as a top 8 defender? Not too sure. I doubt it, but that's fine. Yeah, I think he's a decent option. Mitch Hinge showed some good signs off the half back line for the Crows during the Port Adelaide preseason game. He did say as well, I think 5 days ago, that, you know, he believes at his best he is like a half-back sort of type. And I think he didn't get that many Supercoach points, but slim pickings at the minute down back with rookies. And if he can just keep his shoulder all good to go, then I think he's going to be a handy option for us. Paddy McCartan, I originally had down back, up forward. Yeah, for the last team update, but I've put him down back. As I'm going to say again, the back line, slim pickings at the minute. I think Paddy McCartan looks like he's going to be a round 1 debutant for the Swans. Obviously, he's played footy before, but for the Swans' first game, I'd like to think this week. I've seen comparisons where he could be a Heath Grundy type. I think anything close to that would be a great result for him in his career. Sam De Koning, he scored a bit better than I personally expected last night with a 70. He did have 19 touches though, so it had to take him 19 touches to get the 70, but it's still a good score, still a respectable score. We'll see if it translates to the real stuff, and hopefully he plays round 1. And Bodie Uland, yeah, he's just there. I just don't really know who else to add personally. Or maybe Jordan Boyd, but yeah, well, I guess we'll find out once the team's hit. Jack Mcrae, yeah, don't have to say much about him. Same with Steele. Tuke Miller, I mean, he was fantastic. Oh, I'll say with Steele, Mcrae was his usual self. Steele was, I think he got 86 Supercoach points, but as I said, with some of the premiums, obviously they're not going berserk as they will during the regular season. So Steele will be fine as long as he's not injured, which he isn't. Tuke Miller got 134 Supercoach points. He certainly stood out for the Suns in the midfield once again. But I will give it to Matt Rao. He was fantastic. 107, I believe. But it's not about Rao. I talked about him in the video that isn't getting uploaded. But yeah, Tuke Miller, 134 Supercoach points, just goes hard regardless. You know, you've got some players that, you know, just take it at one pace in the preseason. But then you got Tuke Miller, regardless of the situation, he was a massive impact for the Suns winning last night. Lachie Neale, again, I don't think there's a whole heap to say about him. I feel like I'll just be repeating myself to the previous videos. Very good price. You know the gist. Horn Francis mainly played as a forward, but you could see the talent that he has, and he seems like he's, unless he gets injured, he seems like he should be playing best 22 every week, 22 games this year. Nick Dacos was a lot better against the Giants. He's a certain lock, playing off that halfback and then also a bit in the midfield. Very good to watch when I saw the GWS Collingwood game. Josh Ward. Now, there was no O'Meara and no Tom Mitchell during the game against the Tigers in Devonport. Very good cause and very good with what they did down there to play a game there, of course. Josh Ward certainly stood out as the Hawks, and you could say he was their best player on Saturday. I know there was no Mitchell or no O'Meara dealing with personal little niggles themselves. They'll both be fine to play round one. But yeah, Josh Ward, you'd expect he'd get some sort of, CBAs round one and heading forward as Hawthorn are transitioning at the minute. Dylan Stephens had only scored 63 Supercoach points, but his role was excellent. He was getting a lot of the ball when Sydney was transitioning out of the stoppages, the throw-ins, the centre bounces. So that was very good to see. Got a lot of receives to get the ball out of the centre circle and out of throw-ins. So that's very fantastic to see for Dylan Stephens. And yeah, Jake Saligo didn't make his case, didn't exactly stamp down his position to be pick me round one type, but on the wing without I think Matt Crouch is injured. Rory Laird's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks with a broken hand, so I think Saligo should be a nice option. And also I put Euland in because Charlie Dean's unfortunately injured for 6 or 10 weeks. But yeah, I'm happy with Saligo. Connor McDonald got 16 touches, kicked 1 goal, 1 against the Tigers in Devonport. I guess he was a bit better than Saligo, but he didn't stamp down that he picked me round one, as I said. So I think he should still play, but I guess, you've got to juggle up with a lot of other players. You've got McGuinness to get a spot. You've got Nash, you got Newcomb. So we'll see if McDonald just squeezes in there. Now, how do you say this bloke's name? Is it Brad Hoff? When he first got drafted, I thought it was Brady Hugh because his name's Brady, isn't it? Yeah, Brady Hugh, but it's Brad Hoff. I don't know. Hoff. We'll call him Hoff. And the Eagles have got a lot of injuries at the minute. They've also got some top-up players such as who they haven't officially signed yet. They haven't finished officially signed yet, but they've got Pat Naish and also Tom Joyce, who used to be at Brisbane, and Naish being at Richmond in the past. But you've also got Hoff as well, who is playing off that half-back line. Unfortunately, he's not defender mid, but that's fine. I'd expect one of them to play round one. So yeah, I've got him in there for now. Sean Darcy, starting to get a little concerned with those niggles. But I mean, he played in the Pracky game, and as we've seen from last season, he was dealing with a few injury issues, and he got through it. So that gives me a bit of confidence. But at the same time, Max Gorman is screaming in my ear, "What about me?" And yeah, it's going to be a bit tough to get to Gorn because I think, as we can see, how much more expensive is he? I'm pretty sure he's. Oh no, he's only 15k more. For some reason, I thought he was. Yeah, for some reason, I thought he was 687k, but I was wrong there. Grundy, I'm very happy with. He looks really fit from what I've seen, so that's very good to see. And Hugh Dixon, another one of those players who West Coast have recently signed. He's just an R3 option. There was, there was Comben as well. Hayes, who I've had mixing around in my R3, but I've got Dixon at the minute because West Coast don't really have that many key forward options at the time being. They've got Josh Kennedy, and it's a bit tough because there's a few out. I know that Darling for obvious reasons. Oscar Allen, who I believe is back round 5, and there's someone else that I'm forgetting off the top of my head, but there's also like Bailey Williams, Rhett Bazzo, Jack Williams, I guess, in contention as well. But Dixon seems like he's in front at the minute. Oh, maybe Williams is, but it's 50-50 between them. If they want to play 3 key forwards, then both of them will get in. And now down forward, we got Josh Dunkley. Josh Dunkley, indeed. Yeah, not much to say. He's just such a lock. Isaac Heaney, a little concerning that he's playing a bit down forward ever since Papley went down. Probably Sydney have gone, oh, you know what, Heaney can play that role an absolute treat. So that is quite concerning. But I'll stick with him for now. I mean, yeah, I don't really know who else you would go with here. Like DeGoey, no, nah. I don't really like many other of these options, so I'm just going to go Heaney. I'll back Heaney in. Famous last words, I know. Stephen Cornelio looked fantastic against the Pies. Yep, easy lock. Hugo Ralph-Smith has entered my side as an F5. It's between him and Cherry, actually, the North Melbourne ruckman, who was getting a lot of ruck time in the pre-season game. I don't know whether that was because of Goldstein. He's an old, he's getting on Toddy Goldstein, just resting him up down forward. But Ralph Smith, he'll be combining with Short off that half back line. Hard to get a bad score there in that role. So I'm pretty happy with Hugo Ralph Smith being there. And Josh Rochelle, yep, big of a lock as it gets. Nick Martin showing some good signs for Essendon. Yeah, he came on the second half against St Kilda and looked really promising. Now, I could be wrong, but I think he got 16 touches in that half of footy that he played, but he looked really good. And he could be a smoky option for round 1. And then also Jack Hayes as well, who, while Paddy Ryder might be out for the first couple of weeks, Jack Hayes looks to be ahead of Tom Campbell, to combine with Marshall to be the second ruck for the first couple of weeks. So I'm pretty happy with Jack Hayes. Hopefully he makes a good impression and stays on the side. So anyway, there's my team. This will be my second last team update for now. Yeah, there's just a few 102k blokes, probably too many 102k blokes. Maybe, if I had to choose, I'd say Euland and Dixon for now would probably go, but don't know how to replace them. So yeah, thank you for listening, and hope you have a good day. I'm on 69 subscribers. Funny. And I'd love to get to 100 subscribers as soon as possible. So if you could subscribe, that would be fantastic. If you could like the video as well, that'd make my day. Leave a comment down below on any thoughts to my team, and I'll respond to you. And yeah, thanks for listening, and have a good day. Cheers.